There, we are live.
We're live.
So we made it. A little delay, but now we need to tell people we are live. You might need to do that. So we're here tonight. We're gonna talk about questions that people might have or might think about or anything like that uh, with their life and what they want to do. My name is Dr. Thomas, and this is Deanna with me. Um, so yeah, that is who we are. And as you bear with us for a few seconds, we are trying this and doing this for the first time in a while. And technology is always being, I say, how fun as it can be, right? That's the way it goes. But we are live, and we're just waiting to see if everything shows up right. And I seem to have lost Deanna. That's okay. She'll come back once she's ready to go. But we are here. We are here tonight because it's the end of this year. And it's a time to just remember who we are and step forward into this next year that's coming. And so what we want to do with these Wednesday series is really just provide people with guidance wherever they're looking for. Because that is what we're supposed to do. That's what we need sometimes. We're in this shift. We're in a new state, a new place. And it's time to just make the changes for what we need. So with that being said, Deanna, you're back. I can't find it, so I'm glad you were able to share it. I see that you shared it a few people. I'm going to share it out to a few other people. So bear with us a little bit as we go forward. But can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yay, hi.
Do you want to introduce yourself real fast?
Hello, I'm Deanna. I am an energy healer, tarot card reader, life coach, things like that, everything and more. And I've been working with Dr. Thomas on healing for over a year now, I think. So, yeah, here to spread whatever good messages we have and hopefully provide some insight or some message that helps you get through your day.
Yeah. You can keep talking for a little bit.
I'm still talking. I'm really not good at ad-libbing, but here we go. And we're live, and I'm hoping more people will join us. I'm hoping more people will watch us. We want to get the message out that there's a whole lot of good and a whole lot of light in the world. And at certain times, people tend to forget that the light is there. And even though we're going into a holiday season, it's supposed to be a joyful time. There's a lot of people that don't always find all that joy, or there's a lot of people that get so wound up in the stress of getting everything done that they lose track. And it's really important that you keep yourself centered on your inner light. And it's important that you keep yourself centered on who you are and where you're going on a spiritual level, not just on a physical human level. So Dr. Thomas and I were able to channel and develop a healing modality. And we've been doing it a lot in groups locally around Rochester. However, it's really important that we get the message out in other media and in other ways so that other people that maybe aren't with us in person when we're doing the healing can also benefit. Because as you know, energy has no bounds, and you can receive healing from distance. You can receive healing from hands-on or hands over or wherever you are. So, Dr. Thomas, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Nope, I'm still sharing. You got to keep on talking. Unless you want to do the sharing.
Yeah, let me do some sharing right now.
So what we want to do is we're going to start off with just setting the right space for where we're at tonight. Just breathe in. Are you sharing still? Or did you freeze? She froze. Look at that. She's frozen. Uh, we want to remind people of how you manifest, of what you need to do to move forward with what you want. It's a tough thing. It's a big thing. But even the best, at times, don't get it right. And so what we want to help with is how you get it right. And what you do for that. Science has taught us a couple things. And the first is being positive. For when you are positive, amazing things can happen in your life. And maybe we'll just talk about that now, because that's what you need to know. Dear ones, have you learned about your DNA? Have you learned about how it impacts your body? How it impacts your state of mind? How it impacts who you are? That is so important. So important. Your DNA feeds off of your energy and in a beautiful, wonderful way. So, how do I know this? And how does it work? So, first and foremost, the studies have shown that when you bring positive energy into something, especially your DNA expands. They did studies where they took the DNA strands and put it into vacuum sealed rooms. And they just sent it love and light and just positive vibes and energy from people, just standing there giving it loving energy. And what they saw was amazing results. The DNA expanded. Even in the vacuum sealed room, the particles all came up to the DNA and formed within it and were attracted to it. The opposite happened when they gave it negative talk, when they were mean, they said bad things. What happened at that point? It shrunk. It got smaller, tighter. We often say the thing, you're so wound up, you're so tight. You need to loosen up to move and flow. And that is what happens. When we get tight and wound up, we are not at our best selves. We're not able to expand, to explore, and to truly reach out to that which we want to reach out to. We are troubled. We are inhibited. And we put up our own barriers at that point. So the first step in anything when it comes to manifesting who you are, what you need to be, what do you want to become, is very simple. Taking the mindset of positivity. Of love, of light, of all of that is there. That is so key to it all. Because when you're in that state of love and light, what I said there before, I'm going to say it again. When your DNA expands, guess what it does? It expands and it tracks. It shapes and removes, and it makes the energy move and flow as you direct it. And so the first step of anything to manifesting anything that you want, before you can go anywhere with any of that, tell my children, is to be positive. And you know the simplest way of doing this, the easiest, the most profound way of being positive, it's very simple, folks, and you don't understand how simple it is because it is very, very simple. We do it for you now. You smile. You ask what? And I say yes. It is so simple. When you give a genuine smile and you smile with your face, you're smiling with your whole body. What you are doing inside, you are activating your whole body. You're changing the chemical balance within your body every time you smile like that. And that's the starting point. You know, it's screaming inside our heads. It's screaming, well, no, people that are all positive and never worked out positive. Saying that in itself is negative because you can't yourself become the positive. Because you can't accept the positive in your life, because you do not want the positive in your life. If you are like that and you say, no, I can't be positive, guess what you are doing? You're doing that because you're playing a victim. And then you're wondering, where is this in my life? Why is this not in my life? Where am I doing wrong? It's because you have already set yourself up as a victim. And so, no, we don't say that. You must let that go and smile. And because of positive, and the positive is the first step to any type of manifesting, any abundance comes to your life. If you can go into the positive side of it, you go in. Once I sat down and I went to my doctor. Oh, my doctor hated me. He didn't hate me, but this doctor was truly, didn't believe me because what I would say would be true. And he'd be all worried, and I'd be like, it's going to be fine. And he looked at me and goes, you are freaking right. And the one day I went to see him, he goes, how are you doing this? He goes, you don't look anywhere near your age. And I said, well, do you know what telomeres are? And he goes, stop right there, son. My wife's a biogeneticist. She knows I know what you're talking about and know what you're going to say. I'm like, exactly. The telomeres in our body, they have certain half-lives and they reproduce after a certain number of times. Their span, the way they go, if they go their full potential, should lead a life of a normal person to about 140 plus years or more. These telomeres respond heavily to positivity and negativity. The half-life speeds up with stress, worry, and all that stuff. So when you're all tightly wound, guess what? It speeds up. Guess what that does? It ages you. Guess what? It moves you on faster. But when you are at peace, when you smile, you have that love, and that, guess what that is? That is the secret we were going to share before. We never shared. We shared a few times, not much. That is the fountain of youth. You want to know what the fountain of youth is? It is already inside of you. And is activated by peace, love, and light. It is activated by who you are and what you feel and sending the positivity out there. That is the fountain of youth. And you can sit and say, how did that person look that old? I can tell you how that person looks that old because of how they act, how they treat themselves, and what's lacking in their life. So that is the first step. That is the basic step to creating anything you want, any abundance, any manifestations that you want in your life. The first step comes with that. It doesn't mean you need it because you can be exact opposite and be all negative and very well do manifest. But we know what you're going to manifest, my child. You're not going to manifest anything that you truly want. You're going to manifest all that you have been saying you don't want because that is how you're coming across with it. When you come across with the negativity and it comes out with the negative, you are then manifesting the negative. And then you get more negative, you still play the victim on it. But what we are saying first and foremost is being positive. That is step one. When you're positive, your DNA and your cells expand, attract. And it's almost like there's a light coming out from all around your body. Step two is that which you desire. Think it. You must think about that which you want. That is the basics. You see that a lot with all these weekend seminars and conferences that are out there. Oh, come with us. 1 weekend will change your life. They will change your life for 1 weekend. Because all they say is you need to think it and think it and think it and think it, and it will come. That's step two. Step 3 and 4 are more important. You must be positive to start off with. You must then think that what you want. And then you must use your emotions and feelings. You must feel what it's like to have that in your life. If you're looking for a new car, feel what it's like to drive that car, what it's like to be sitting in that car, to cruising on the highway, driving around the coastline, wherever you want to go, going over the mountains, into the plateaus, wherever it is you want to take with the car. You got to feel like it's there. And then you got to add the emotions to it. So you think about the car. You feel what it's like to be driving that car or that Jeep as you go up and down the mountains. And then the excitement you have with it, the positive emotions you have that when you have that, must be all combined into one. It seems silly, but it's truth. It seems hard, but it's simple. And it's been proven many times, many ways. And the last part, well, there's more, but the last main part. You must let go of expectation. You yourself must let go of what you expect to happen, and that what you are bringing forth and creating happen the way it's supposed to. That's a huge challenge. Because as you're driving that Jeep, you see this white Jeep with no roof on it. But what if it was a Ford Bronco with no doors instead? And it was green. Maybe it had more bells and whistles. What if as you're looking for this mate of yours, and you really wanted someone that was going to be 6'5" with a big beard, but this guy comes along who's 5'5" and no beard, but amazing for you. If you're expecting something very specific while you're trying to manifest something that you desire, you will miss out on that which you're manifesting if you're only expecting one. And even if you get it, or until you get it, you will always feel lacking, even if you get what you want, because you'll be still expecting something else. That's the fallacy we do with all this. We can be as positive as we like because we can have the positivity, and the positivity will attract that which you want. But then to be really specific with the feelings and the thoughts, and just honing that, lets energy go towards a specific thing. And let go of the specific expectation. You know in general this is what you're looking for. Maybe it's a house. Maybe it's a new job. How it comes about, that's up to you. That's up to you. That's up to you. I'm going to turn it over to Deanna. I'll let Deanna talk for a little bit because I just talked for like 20 minutes, I think.
Well, I was listening to what you were saying, and I think the manifestations are so real. And a big part of that, I think, is accepting that it's already there, which again is hard for people to wrap their minds around, but claim it. This is the job that I desire. I claim that I have this job. And it sounds kind of basic, but so much has to do with the way that you perceive, because your perceptions are going to shape your reality. So to get the reality that you are looking for, you have to see it, you have to believe it, you have to understand that you're already there. um, and this happens a lot, I think, when people are trying to manifest in abundance, particularly money. And just like you were saying, they come from a place of lack. They come from a place of, oh my God, I'm never going to have enough money to buy the car that I want, instead of, I'm blessed and I have all that I need. And not only are you working on the metaphysical arena of everything, not only are you working with the universe to manifest things in, but when you take it as it's already here, you're working on your own mindset. And people with a more positive mindset almost always have more positive outcome. So it doesn't mean walk around like Susie Sunshine and be happy about everything, but be careful of the words that you're putting out there, because everything you say is shaping your own reality. And that's something that, you touched on it when you were talking. And I think that's something that people forget, is they get so worried about what they don't have. They're completely blocking the things that they want by basically claiming that they don't have them. And it's such, when you get your mind going in the right cycle for manifestation, it just becomes so easy, because you're living it, you're believing it, you're experiencing it. And maybe you're realizing, like you said, things don't always come in the packages that we expect them to. So maybe you end up with a different car than the one that you had your heart set on, but maybe it's got all the things that you need and more. So keeping that open mind and just putting out to the universe, A, B, and C, and then let it go. Stop worrying about it. Stop constantly thinking about it. Just let it go and trust. And understand that the universe or spirit or whatever you're saying, as well as your own higher self, is all conspiring to give you exactly what you say.
I can finally see comments now. Yay! So if you have any comments or have any questions or things you want to know, this is the time to put them in the comments. We have 5 people watching, so that's a good thing. But you feel free to
Hi,
put any
everybody.
questions in the comments or things you want to know, whether it's about yourself, about life, about anything like that. We want to be here to answer. But it all starts with being positive. It really does. And so while we wait, there's so much we can say and go over. But you need to know we are in an amazing time. We are in such a great period. So much love and light is happening. And it gets overshadowed by what we hear. But there's so much good out there. And while we go, I'm gonna share an example if it's okay with you, and you can feel free to jump in. But on Thursday nights we typically go to Abundance Group at a bookstore in Macedon, and one of the members said, "You know what I want to do? I want to do a manifestation group." And we struggled a few ways of getting it started. But then we said, let's make it positive. Take out all the negativity, just make it positive in how we do things. And we went through, and each person would tell their story in a positive light, telling the story, and we all had this love and light. We would send it to them. And then we would come back and say, oh, well, this is what we saw. This would go. And we give them this each person this light. And the beauty of it all is we had 4 different things. We had crazy things, from one person wanting to get a new car and to give away the car to someone, his old car to someone that needed it, to another person who just wanted to be amends and make good standing, or just connect again with a family member, to someone whose cat was about to die. And all within 2 weeks. everything happened to a point where we said to the one person that wanted the car, like, don't think about anything else. Think about this, but you know what you need to think about, focus on? That he's going to give you this amazing hug the moment you give him the car. And for a couple days afterwards, he kept on saying, I feel a hug's coming on. I feel a hug's coming on. And a week later, when he gave him the car keys, he got this huge, unexpected hug from the guy. And he was so blessed that he got the whole process went through and just happened so easily. And the real fun part was, and you can tell the story if you want to, because it was about you and your cat, but your cat was on its last leg.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of things that were going on with it. It wasn't moving, wasn't eating, wasn't doing anything. And you got home that night and tell him what the cat did. The cat was not doing anything. And you almost didn't come to the session, but you went home last night and tell him what the cat was doing.
She just perked up as if she was barely sick. I mean, she was on her last legs. Her outcome was dire. And what we worked on manifesting was, let her have the best for her soul. Let her have, we're manifesting the best possible situation for her spirit and her soul. And she perked up to the point that it was almost hard to even know that she had been sick. And it was like amazing. As an energy healer, I've done energy healing and seen my animals perk up or seen people feel better, but I've never seen this turnaround. And it was because we manifested everything for her best interest, what's right for her. And I would say we had about 2, maybe 3 weeks of just wonderful quality of life for this cat that I thought wasn't even going to live through that night, much less go on after that. And there is no explanation. There is literally no explanation of a physical nature for why that happened. And I 100% attribute that to the manifestation, to the belief, and to universe, spirit, whoever it is, however you want to define what we talk to. And it goes to show that, there's so much power in there. And some people will say, well, it's the power of prayer. Sure. It's prayer, it's manifestation. I mean, for a while we called the group a prayer group, and then we changed it more towards manifestation because it felt more in alignment with what we were doing. And to see that in action, it just blows you away. And it wasn't I'm praying that I'm manifesting for my cat to live a long, healthy life, because that's not realistic at that point. So, and it brings out the fact that when you are manifesting, you're probably not going to manifest $100 bills raining down from the sky for you, right? But you are going to manifest the money that you need at the time that you need it. It's that way of thinking. And it was a miracle as far as I was concerned. It was an absolute miracle what we did for my cat, and the wonderful quality that she had before she did pass on, because it was her time and it was the right time. So yeah, I can't say enough about how powerful the group is, and the fact that it doesn't take many people to start your own manifestation group. You can do it yourself. You can do it with 2 people. You can do it with as many as you want. What do we have, like 3 or 4 generally? I think we manifest about that, and taking turns to express what we'd like to manifest on, and then having the other members explain what their imagery was, what they saw while they were working on your manifestation, gives you more to visualize, gives you more to put out to the universe that, yes, I see this too, which just gives it that much more that much more power, that much more belief that it can really happen. So, I mean, the manifestation group is huge, and anybody can do it. Anyone can do it. Anyone can hold the power of manifestation.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you got to be positive.
Yep. You have to believe it. You have to believe it. You have to say, this is my reality now. This is real. And there's other things that have been manifested throughout that group. And the other side of that is, does everybody get every single thing that they try to manifest every time? Not right away. Doesn't mean it's not happening. You can't manifest in another person until that person is ready to show up on the scene, or you can't manifest in a new job until that job is actually created. And how does that job get created? By your intention, by your manifestation. As much as we want things to happen like that, there is still natural law that gives a process to things. You're not born able to walk. You will walk, but you're not born able to walk. You have to get to the right time for that. So when people start doing manifestations, or they're trying to, and then they're thinking, oh, it's not working because nothing happens. Well, you just stopped it from working when you said that. You need to let it happen in its time. Spirit's not going to bring you anything that's not ready for you. And I think that's where people stumble on the whole idea, is that, well, I asked for it and I asked for it and I asked for it and it never got here. Therefore, it must not be coming for me. I must not be right. And they take all of the forward moving motion that they've been doing. And when they say something like it's never going to happen, they just bring it all back to the starting point. And it doesn't have to be that way. We have to think in terms of the universe works on its own time. And we could talk about time as a construct forever, but in general terms, the universe works on its own time, and it brings you everything that you need, everything that you want, and everything that you desire. But you have to realize that you have to go on the time that the universe is creating.
Be careful. It doesn't bring you everything you think you want, think you need, and think you desire. And that is an often a miscommunication, miscalculation. Because you must align your truth with everything. That is where another place of failure is, when you don't align your truth with what you want. Because we'll bring to you that which you are trying to manifest within reason and within our understanding of who you are and what you're trying to become. With that means within a reason of who your truth is. And who are you building it to? And you build that. You build your core up. You build that. But it goes back to what you were saying before. You can't just manifest thousands of dollars because you have put in an expectation on it. And maybe that's not what you're lining. If you're lining up, you want true happiness, but you are finding that true happiness must come from a partner, or must come from money, or must come from the right job. Is that really what true happiness is? Or is that a societal expectation that you think you need in order to get the true happiness? So we want to give you what you don't what we know you don't want, even though you say you want it, if it is not what you want. We'll open it up and guide you to whatever it is you want. We really want to do that. But you see, you miss it when you put the expectations on it. Everything will come when you're ready. Everything will be seen. And the abundance will be beautiful when you are ready. Just know. We want to say you're not ready, but we don't want to say that. But it's true. So we give you pieces at a time. We give you pieces at a time to see how you will react, to see if you are ready for what's next, to see if you can then take that and accept the next. But what often happens is when we give you the piece of the first thing that you want, you feel like it is most, and it's taken with the wrong blessing. And it's, I got this. And you almost stop what you're doing because you feel like you've reached it. But all you got was a taste. In order to continue it on, you yourself need to continue on the path that you were on when you got it. We gave you this. You wanted it, we brought it to you, and then you get it, and then you get smothered in it. That is so often. Ay, sonando como mashrati. When you see the blessings coming in front of you, and you know they're there, say thank you. Accept them with love. If it's a person, you can hold their hand. If it's a job, you can feel wonderful. If it's a pet, hold and hug that pet. If it's a car, take it for that test drive. But just remember who you are that got you to that point. Don't get lost that which what we gave you. Because we didn't give you it. We presented it in front of you. And you chose it. But what you need to realize is behind that, there is so much more that we want to open up to you. And you must continue the journey without holding on. You can bring that car with you. You can bring that partner with you. You can stay in that job. But don't get lost in it. Because when you do, you'll miss what was ready to be put in front of you. And you'll have to start over to get that again. For some, it's a short start over. For others, it can be much longer. But don't lose yourself in the journey that you're on.
You know what goes with that also is that sometimes you actually, there's a couple things. You can get what your higher self is calling in and completely miss it because it's not in the package you expect, kind of
Well,
like what we touched on before.
Let's expect. Yes, this is.
But also, you can get it and reject it because people will see something come and either they think it's too good to be true and reject it, or for whatever reason decide not to pick it up. Right, the choice.
We,
yeah.
Cynthia, we hear you. We feel you. And when you align it, we will bring it to you. You get to choose what you want. You get to choose if you want that. If you have a specific expectation, you will miss it because it won't be what you expected in 99% of the time. But it will be there. And it'll be better than you expected if you let it be. but you get engrossed with it. Because, you ready for why? You get engrossed with it because it's better than you expected. But even when you put out it, that we bring things out that you might not be ready for, that are teasers, you don't feel when you feel you're not ready, you're not deserving of it. When it comes, it's because you are deserving of it. But we also need to see, are you ready to receive it? And if when you're not ready to receive it, you might lose it then, and might blame. But it's more for us to help you. Then what's going to come next is we know we need to set up opportunities for you to understand how much you do deserve it. So that way we can bring it back when you're ready to receive it again. It's not that it's called tests. What it is, it's called, we're bringing you the abundance, bringing full, but you yourself have to be that positive, enlightened, right-minded alignment of your core of who you are to get the maximum receiving, the maximum creation of your evolution, of your abundance. We take on the difficult. We give you the simple. We take on the difficult. We've given you the simple. If you walk and flow, you'll receive all that you want to know. And that is that.
That was very nice and so true.
So let's take a pause. Let's just do a little quick healing, which can be received at any point, no matter where you are when you hear this. No matter how many times you receive it, it always would come out differently. So Deanna's going to put her hands out towards the screen. She's going to go like this. Deanna's going to put her hands there. Look at the A.
I'm getting ready.
Başarı diye kafam başarı diye. You're more loved than you ever thought you would be. We are with you at all times. We have these treasure troves of gifts, of amazing trinkets, of these amazing feats for you to accomplish. Almost like we're Santa with these sacks, and we just want to throw them all out on the floor. You see them all and know what's awaiting you. You are so deserving of everything you ever want. And we don't know how else to tell you that. But we are by you through the tough times and giving you hugs. We are raising you up and celebrating you at every small accomplishment. And every night when you sleep, imagine us sitting with you, the three of us, your two guides in your soul, planning out what you want in your life. What you want. And then we get to put it into action. We are so privileged and honored that we get to work with you. Everything you do brings us joy and happiness. Every lesson you learn makes us jump so high. Oh my goodness. We could touch the Empire State Building. Bring that positivity into your life with a smile to start. Raising your hands out and just raising your head, smiling with this grin face to face, ear to ear, and feeling every strand of your DNA lighting up and expanding with this love and with this light. As you do that, next, bring forth exactly what you are most desiring in your life. Feel what it's like to have that in your life. Think about what it would be like to have it in your life. And what are the emotions you have when you have that going on? Put all that together. The smile to open up and expand your DNA. Thinking about that which is, oh my goodness, that you want to bring forth. What would it feel like when you have it next to you, when you have it with you, when it's yours, and what emotions are going to going through? The joy, the happiness. You can do that anytime you like. And if you ask, we'll stand behind you and give you extra love to make it stronger. Our children, my child, whom you are all. We say to you, much love, much light. You make us proud every day of your life. Blessings, our children. The universal energies. Yes, I thank you for staying on. Feel free, if you're watching on a replay, add any comments. We'll have a better plan for next time we go out and do this. And we'll get questions ahead of time. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. And we'll talk to you all soon. Bye.
Bye.